This example is important because it's an area in which students tend not to have so much difficulty. It's not a difficult problem, but there's a very special technique involved here that students tend to skip over, and it costs an awful lot, and it causes a lot of confusion. What we have to do here is expand x minus 7 squared. Now, squared, when you square something, it means multiply it by itself. So x minus 7 squared means x minus 7 times x minus 7. Okay? You weren't told anywhere in the question that this is FOIL, but when you see it written out like this, you should recognize it that it's a binomial with, again, 1, 2 pieces here and 1, 2 pieces here, and therefore it's a binomial, and you can use FOIL. A binomial times a binomial, and you can use FOIL. So we are going to use FOIL to multiply out this expression. Okay, so if we do that, the way you said in the last example, F, O, I, and L, well, the first term in each parenthesis is x. Okay, the first one here is x, the first one here is x, so that's x by x. The outsides, remember the outsides are pointing away from the middle towards the edges, and that's going to be x is on the outside of the first one, negative 7 is on the outside of the second one. The insides, okay, so the piece that's nearest the middle is going to be negative 7 there. And here the piece nearest the middle in this one is going to be the x. And you may hear my guinea pigs in the background, please don't worry. We'll get to those guys a little bit later on. And then the last one in each is negative 7. Last one in each parenthesis. So when we've got that, it's an easy enough task to finish it off from here. X by x is x squared. X by negative 7 is negative 7x. Negative 7 by x is negative 7x. Negative 7 by negative 7. Minus by a minus, they're the same sign, so it's plus 7 sevens or 49. Now you do have like terms, and be careful to resist the temptation just to cancel them out, because you can't do that. It's going to be x squared. Now minus 7x and minus 7x, they're both x's, same exponent, 1. So we add the numbers because they have the same signs. So 7 and 7 is 14, and we keep the sign, so it's negative 14x plus 49. Okay, and that's the correct answer. Okay, now here is the common mistake that people make. Okay, here's the common mistake that people make, and this is wrong, but it's a very common mistake. I want you to be aware of it so that you don't get tempted into making the same mistake yourself. Okay, so it's x minus 7 squared. And the mistake that people make is that they think that you're allowed to distribute the 2 in here. And they get x squared minus 7 squared, which is x squared minus 49. And as you can see, that's not at all like the right answer. Okay, that isn't anything at all like the right answer. You are not allowed to distribute a power. If I can do this properly, you're not allowed to distribute a power into anything that into any parentheses that includes a plus or a minus. So if your parentheses includes addition or subtraction, you are not allowed to distribute the power. Okay, so that's not supposed to happen. And even though I'm telling you this, I know some of you will do this in the future, and every time you do, try and think back to this so that you're less likely to repeat it. Okay, you're not allowed to distribute a power into a parentheses that has addition or subtraction inside it. Okay, so again, take you back. When you see a binomial that has to be squared, multiply it by itself, write it out side by side, and then use FOIL to multiply it. Okay, that's long enough on this one. Thank you, but pay attention to this example. It's very, very important.